Hi, I'm Karen Whittleworth, and for the past 20 years, I've been training managers to develop a coaching style of management. In this video, we will be exploring the underpinning psychologies of coaching and why coaching is so impactful. First, we'll look at the concept of the personal iceberg and how this applies to human behaviour and, of course, to coaching. Second, we'll look at positive and negative belief cycles. And finally, we'll explore how our beliefs, thoughts and emotions influence our behaviours and the impact this has in the workplace. The personal iceberg is a metaphor often used to explain how coaching works and why it's so impactful. A person is like an iceberg. What we see is their behaviour. Do they have a positive or negative attitude? Their appearance. Are they dressed smartly or scruffily? Their language. Is it positive or negative? And the physical environment they create around themselves. Are they organised or disorganised? Any or all of these can be limiting or empowering. However, what we don't see is the person's beliefs, thoughts and emotions that drive these behaviours. And more to the point, neither does the individual themselves. The coaching process involves delving under the waterline to help the person being coached discover and understand what drives their behaviour, therefore giving them the power to change themselves for the better. As we've just seen, coaching involves delving underneath the waterline to help the coachee discover and understand the underlying beliefs and emotions that drive their behaviour, therefore giving them the power to change themselves for the better. Coaching is powerful because it can directly impact a person's beliefs about themselves and others. The belief cycle is a great coaching tool that helps raise awareness in ourselves and others. What this states is that our beliefs influence our thoughts. Our thoughts trigger our emotions. Our emotions create our behaviours, and our behaviours become habits, patterns of behaviour. Finally, our habits create the situation we find ourselves in, and our situation reinforces our beliefs. So let's look at how this works in practice. Imagine someone who doesn't value personal development and who believes going on a training programme is a complete waste of time. They believe they don't learn anything in a classroom situation. If that is their belief, imagine the thoughts they have when told they must go on a specific training programme. Their self-talk, thoughts, would likely be along the lines of, "I need this like a hole in the head. What a complete waste of time." These overwhelmingly negative thoughts, our self-talk, will trigger negative emotions such as anger, resentment, frustration and maybe contempt. These negative emotions in turn create their behaviour. Imagine the behaviour and body language of this person as they walk through the door to attend the useless training programme. They might slam the door. They might be disruptive, not participate, and generally behave in a negative manner with their co-participants and the trainer. You may have attended training programs with people like that and have seen them bring down the energy and enthusiasm of the whole room. At other times, you have seen them completely isolated and ignored by the participants and ultimately by the trainer. By behaving in such a negative way on each programme they attend, it has become their habitual behaviour, their pattern. They then create the circumstances where others, including sometimes the trainer, don't interact with them. As a result, they don't learn anything new, and they don't benefit from networking with other participants. In other words, they create the circumstances that reinforce their belief that they never learn anything on a training programme and that all training is useless and a waste of time. And of course, because they are caught up in a negative belief cycle, it always is a waste of time because they are so caught up in their negative beliefs they don't learn a thing. And the scary fact is that this self-fulfilling prophecy all started with a negative belief and limiting self-talk. A person with the opposite belief would have different thoughts about being sent on a training program. Their belief might be, although I'm busy, I know I will probably learn something new and useful. And at the very worst, I'll meet some interesting people with whom I can network. They will ask themselves different questions, such as, what can I learn? Who will I meet? The emotions triggered while thinking about these questions could be anticipation, maybe even excitement. The trainer and other participants would see a very different attitude and behaviour from this person. They would see someone who wants to be involved and contribute to their own learning and that of others. This in turn would create the circumstances where the other participants and the trainer would interact positively and create a productive learning environment for everybody, thus reinforcing the belief that training is beneficial. These two examples describe a negative and positive cycle. All of us are in these cycles all of the time. A great result of effective coaching is that you can help people move from a negative cycle to a positive cycle purely by raising their awareness that they are actually caught up in a negative cycle. In this way, coaching can help people to break out of negative belief cycles and help them establish positive belief cycles. So, think about people you know who are caught up in negative belief cycles. What impact do they have on others? And now think about times when you've been caught up in a negative belief cycle yourself. How beneficial would it be if you had the skills to not only help yourself to break your negative beliefs, but to help others break out of their negative belief cycle? What impact would that have? For me, one of the biggest benefits of coaching is the fact that it helps people to recognise their negative beliefs and the impact these have, which in turn enables them to choose more resourceful and positive beliefs and behaviours. We've now explored the importance of beliefs and learnt how we and others can inadvertently get caught up in a negative belief cycle. In the next video, we will look in more detail how coaching helps to break people's negative belief cycles and enables them to become more resourceful.